Hello guys, welcome back to Wednesday Fitness. Today I'm going to share with you guys a resistant band workout. I'm using the GymWell. If you don't have that, that's perfectly okay. I'm also going to use a kettlebell and booty band, so if you have any of those, feel free to come and work out with me. If not, that's perfectly fine. You can definitely do these without any weights, and unless you have like a water bottle, you could use that too. If you have a resistant band, you can use that. You don't have to have a bar, but having handles is really good. So you'll see my attachment on the door, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's get started with our warm-up. We have 4 exercises that we're going to do with 12 reps each. Kettlebell squat press is the first one. Make sure that your feet are pointed forward and that your hips fully go back. Make sure that your knees aren't going forward past the toes. Press the kettlebell all the way up above your head, really working on that posture. Very good. And you will see a countdown in the left-hand corner. 10, 11, and 12. Good job, guys. And I will try to make sure that I keep that in mind in letting you guys know. All right, high knees are next. Every right foot that I slap, that's going to be our count here. We are almost done. 10, 11, and 12. Good job. All right, now we're going to go to booty band squat jumps. Grab your booty band, put it right above your knees, and if you don't have one, just go regular without anything, and you're just going to do a squat jump. All right, push your feet into the ground and lift right off. Good. Giving you kind of a side profile, showing you that my knees aren't going past the toes, and I'm really pushing that hip back. 11 and 12. Good job. All right, we are going back to those kettlebell squat press. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, here we go. Keeping our form well. We are exhaling on the push up, inhaling on the down. It's really important to focus on our breathing. Remember, the more oxygen to those muscles, the better. All right, remember, you don't have to go fast. Go at your pace, but definitely maintain that breathing. All right, we are almost done here, and here we go. 10, good job. 11, last one, and 12. Perfect. All right, getting into that high knee next. Here we go. Now, if you can't jump like this, that's perfectly fine. Just do regular high knees without the added hop. 10, 11, and 12. Good. So if you're doing it without the hop, it's going to go a little slower. All right, here we go. Booty band jump squats. Okay, or squat jumps. Keep it going. Really push those knees into your band. It's really important to maintain that resistance. Okay, making sure we're inhaling and exhaling through. 11 and 12. Good job, guys. All right, we are now getting into our strength training part of this workout. So grab your resistant band, hook it to your ankles. Really important to make sure that you have your ankle straps and your resistant band. Now, if you don't have a bar, we're doing overhead press. If you don't have a bar, just use the handles that you have. If you have the long resistant band types, then with the handles on both ends, just step on it with one foot and then push above your head as you see me doing here. And obviously you're using handles. So if you don't have a bar, there is definitely ways around this, and I will cue you just like I'm doing now. All right, we're almost done here. 11, good, last one, and 12. Perfect. Good job, guys. All right, our next one, we're just going to unhook everything and we're going to attach the handles. Now, if you find that your resistant band is too loose, you can step on it and double step on it to do these curls, okay, as you see me do here. And sometimes it's really important to kind of get the right tension, so that way you are really feeling, you know, the resistance, and it's great to put that type of load on those muscles, so you're really exercising them out. Okay, very good. Keep it going. Make sure to exhale on the way up. We're inhaling on the way down. 11. And last one, here we go, 12. Good job, guys. All right, go ahead and remove those, and we're gonna switch it up and head over to our door attachment, and make sure that you have it at the top. So you'll hear me say on the parts of the door, top, side, middle, lower, just to kind of let you know kind of where to hook it. Now, if you have the handles, keep your handles on and just hold on to the handles if you don't have a bar like you see me here. And you're just going to sit down on the ground and you're going to just pull it towards your chest as we do a high row. Okay? Make sure again you are exhaling on the pull. You're inhaling as your arms fully extend back to the start position. Good job, guys. And if you need a pause, feel free to do that. All right, last one. Great job. Okay, so we're going to flip it around to do our lat pull downs. Okay, this is where our head is facing the door and we're pulling it down towards our scapula. Okay, so towards the back of our head. Good. And again, you can still do this just using your handles. It'll work pretty similar. I like the bar, but if you don't have it, that's okay. Okay, make sure you inhale, exhale. And last one, 12. Good job. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get right to moving the resistant band to the middle of the door. So we want to make sure it's about chest height. Attach those handles if you don't already have them. And we're going to do a chest press here. Okay, so make sure your feet are staggered. I find that staggering the feet keeps the spine a little bit more stable. And you have a better chance of, adding a little bit more weight as you're fully extending your arm. Good job. And if you want to change up your weights on the resistant band, feel free to do so. Like I said, just pause the video and you can keep it going. All right, we're almost done here. 11, last one, and 12. Great job. Awesome work. Okay, we're going to turn around and we're going to do tricep straight arm pulls. So you're going to put 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, kind of staggered again, and push the resistant bands behind you. Make sure that you cock your wrist backwards so that way it isn't flaring your wrist into extension. Okay, very good. Inhale, exhale. You should really feel this in your tricep. If you don't feel it there, then adjust your hands as necessary. Okay, and last one here, and 12. Good job. Fantastic. All right, now we're going down, putting it down at the bottom, and we're going to attach it to our feet. If you've already have your ankle straps on, it makes it so much easier. So we're going to do straight leg kickbacks. Now you can slightly bend your knees. It's perfectly fine. If you find that you have really tight hamstrings and you can't fully straighten, that's okay. I find that my left leg tends to be pretty tight, so but my right leg is much more loose than the other. All right, 11 and 12. Good job. All right, good work. Now extend the other leg and we're just switching it up here. Fantastic. Good job. Keep pushing all the way through. And you should feel these in your glutes. If you don't feel them, you might want to bend your knees just to activate it a little bit more. 11 and 12. Good job. Okay, our next one is going to be single leg mountain climbers. So you just might want to change where you might hook these if you have a gym well. If not, then there's only one standard hook on an ankle strap for normal resistant bands. And get down on the floor in a plank, and you're just going to do one leg at a time. You're pulling that knee towards the chest. Make sure your wrists are directly underneath that shoulder and that you aren't pushing your hip up towards the sky. 11 and one more, 12. Good job. Switch legs. Here we go. 1, 2. Good job. Keep it up. And I'll give you that countdown when you are almost there. Great job. Go with your breathing. Try not to pike. Keep that hip low. 10, 11, and 12. Good job, everybody. Okay, walk it up. And we're going to remove one of our straps because we're going to focus on just one leg. Doesn't matter which one you start off with. But the first exercise is an adductor. So meaning that we are having the leg that is closest to the door is the one that's moving inward. Okay, good. And we're just going to stand up and push it to crossing over our other leg. All right, very good. So if you find it's too easy, you can step out a little bit more. I'm using the pole just to steady me since I don't have anything close by. We're almost done here. 11 and 12. Good. All right, now we're going to turn around. So we're going to do what's called abduction. It's where we're going to push our legs out to the side. Okay. And mine has inner and outer hooks. So if you see me bending over, that's why. But if you only have one hook on your ankle straps, then you can just easily turn around. Great job. And just push it out to the side. Keep it going. And like I said, anytime in the video, if you need to just kind of pause so you can set up or get things organized, that's perfectly fine. And we're almost done here. And 11, last one, and 12. Very good. All right, switch off to the other leg as we do our adduction. Good. And feel free, to pause. Like I said before, I was finishing up that sentence. And we are almost done here. 11 and 12. Good job. All right, we're going to turn around and we're going to do some adduction again. Good. And it's really important that you're exhaling as you are executing the exercise. All right. And if you find this video helpful or you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe, or even leave a comment below that you've enjoyed these so that I know what content to really put out there in the future. 11 and 12. Good job, everybody. Awesome. All right, so now we are going to do long arm crunches. So we want to take the straps off of our ankles and make sure that we put handles. And we're going to lay on the floor. Make sure your knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Your knees are a hip distance apart. Your arms are stretched up above your chest. And you're going to pull the resistant bands down towards your hip, to the sides of your hip. And you're going to lift your shoulder blade and tuck your chin down to your chest, pushing the small of your back into your mat and really feeling your belly button come down towards that spine. We're going to inhale, exhale here. Good job. Keep it going. 10 and 11. Last one, and 12. Good job. Okay, we are turning around and we are going to attach them to our ankles now. So remove the handles and we're going to do single leg knee crunches. So hands behind our head, bringing that knee towards our chest or towards our face as we are crunching. Awesome. Now you can put your leg back down if you want. And then pull back again. Good job. Excellent work, guys. I know those abs are going to be feeling this. 10, 11, last one, and 12. Great job. All right, switch it out. Next side. Here we go. 1. Good. 2. So if you want to fully extend that leg, you can. If you've got really strong hip flexors, after a couple days of continuous exercise, I think my abs are pretty exhausted, so my heels are dropping down to the floor a little bit here. And that's okay, you can do that too. As long as you're pulling that head up off the ground. All right, here we go, last one, 12. Good job. That's the most important thing. All right, we're gonna flip around and we're gonna do single leg bird dog crunches. So I folded my mat just to have a little bit more support on my knees, and then we're pulling our elbow and knee directly underneath our chest, kind of allowing them to meet underneath me, okay, while maintaining the balance, okay, really important. Good. Awesome work. Awesome work. Good job. 10, 11, and 12. All right, go ahead and switch off to the other side. Okay, try to maintain that balance there. Activate that core. Pull that in. Great work. Awesome. Remember to bring that elbow to that knee. Now, if you can't get it there, you can use your hands if you want instead. If you find that that's challenging, if you don't have a lot of flexion, then that will work too. Here we go. 11, last one, and 12. Fantastic job. And that's it, guys. Well guys, that concludes our resistant band workout. I will see you guys next time. If you guys enjoyed that, feel free to like and subscribe and see more. And remember, I do have classes coming up virtually online, so make sure to check that out at www.letsvegabout.com. All right, see you guys next time. May you live, thrive, and be healthy. Take care. Bye.